Sorry, once again there's going to be a break in the video. This is going to have to be done in 2 halves, as usual. The battery died on my laptop while I was crushing up the rocks for ballast. But considering that it's still daylight outside, I've only spent about a couple of hours. Not very good lighting, but there is a lot of ballast in that. I haven't chucked it up yet. But get it all nice and neat looking, so it looks like the real stuff. The reason why it looks exactly like the real stuff is because it is the real stuff. Let me get a few pieces out. See if I can see that on the railway tracks. Some of it's a little bit too big at the moment still. Could do with an extra crush up. That doesn't matter. You can always put it through a process where it separates the really small ones from the big ones. Anyway, so what we are going to do now, I'm going to pause the video a minute while I go and grab equipment, because we are going to try and build the separator on the hoppers. So here are the offers. Still looking really neat. Oh, I just realised something. I'm going to need a coal truck. 2 of them, as a matter of fact. So give me a minute just to go and get those. I wasn't meant to pause just yet. And while I'm in the process, I'm going to show you how to crush them down into a smaller piece, because there is a way of doing that. But I didn't want to go downstairs because I did find a brick in my shoe. Couldn't feel it at first because it's quite flattish and it nearly stuck in my foot. But yeah, obviously I need to crush that down to go inside there. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So back in a bit. Right, so I have the 2 coal trucks. I decided to pick these up because I was right on top of the box. And these are the exact same coal trucks, more or less. Well, they are exactly the same, apart from where there's some damage. A minute, let me turn the table around towards me, so we can get it on the camera. Let's move them out of the way, because obviously these are used for coal and not ballast, but we're using ballast at the moment because getting hold of coal, you will have to pay for that stuff. But I will anyway, because I don't really want to use real coal because it's too messy. Ballast is not that as messy as coal, because ballast is actual rocks, where coal breaks apart and chalks everywhere and can make a real mess. There we go, we have the coal trucks on there. I'm going to grab a handful of ballast. In my opinion, that works really well. Oh, it's actually falling off my hand there. So yeah, we are going to actually build something now where we can actually use the one hopper separately, or use the other one separately, or use them both together. That's the project for today. So let me just show this on camera. Go to the other one a bit closer, so you can actually see that it actually filled up the trucks. There is a little bit of spillage, very little, If that happens, and that's the reason for these rails on the side. So when it does drop over, it's easy to scoop up. Unfortunately, I haven't got a scooper, so I'm going to have to just use this method. I think that'll do. So these hoppers work very well for the coal trucks, and the locomotives can get underneath them. Let's just put the tracks back in. Or would it be wise to leave the tracks out? I'm just thinking now. The tracks don't want to go back in. There we go. So we have a two-way system so far. But only one works one way, one works another. So for this, I'm going to use paper to start with. And I use cardboard afterwards. It'll be more or less the same process as I made the hoppers themselves. So I'm going to need a ruler. I don't know why I'm using paper, because now we need precise measurements. I'm having the conveyor belt come this side because this one drops lower than this one. So if I do a conveyor of, not a conveyor, a drop tray of 2mm, now it might need to be a bit wider than that. I'm going to say, well, it should be 30mm rather. I'm going to say, yeah, 30mm, which is 3cm. When I said 2mm, just I meant 2cm, which is 200mm, 20mm. The calculator's broken. Right. So what we're going to do, luckily enough, my scissors are actually up here, and I have actually found my sharpener. I don't know if I've brought it up with me. Yes, I have, because I'm going to need to sharpen my pencil, quite sharpish, to get these measurements completely accurate. Because to make these drop trays, I'm making both of them at the exact same time to save time. Now obviously these are drop trays, so you don't want just a flat piece of paper. You do a flat piece of paper and it's not going to work. So actually I'm going to try and add the edge of the paper in, so let's say 50mm, 500, so 5cm is what I'm actually going to measure at in full length. I've done the line for that, and then I'm going to measure out in between that with 3mm. So it's from 1 to the 4. I'm going to do the same over on this end. I shouldn't really use this surface because it's not overly flat. Like I said, I need these measurements perfect. So people think that just because that they've started another video and that they gave up on other videos. Not me. I just do things bit by bit. It's like tomorrow, because I haven't actually got a decent motor to work the conveyor belt. I did say that I was going to build something that would require the ballast, so I haven't made the ballast for exactly no reason. Tomorrow I might start building my double track train station. Huh? What about Sam's packet? No, he gave me this one.
That's the one that's popped on, isn't it?
Oh.
I'll go there.
Right, so we are going to now join these lines up. Oh Christ. Yeah, this ruler doesn't really fit this table. I'm going to try and find a bit of a smooth surface on this because I don't know where I put the other board that I was using. This isn't going to work very well. This, oh, I nearly just snapped the end of my pencil. Yeah, we are going to draw these lines up using the edge of the paper to get the lines perfectly straight. Yeah, that looks perfect to me. Same again. If I can get it to function, both of these, it'll be awesome. Or function both together, or function them separately. But you can pick which one you want functioning and which one not functioning. So there it is. So what we have there, if I can get it in the light, is 3 lines. So you want to cut the very edge line. You'll see why there's 3 lines drawn in a minute when I've cut this.
I could eat the baguette ones.
Now we have that. Oh, just how quick it is to do 2 of them, because obviously that's going to be too big for that. So I want roughly so it can split in the middle. I'm going to say, for it to actually work properly, $3mm again. It's not going to be long enough. Okay, because that's the sort of action that we're going to have. So when that's up like that, that one will be dropped down, and it will land the bricks into that one, separating it from that one, vice versa, tipping that way, and then to get them both to go, they'll both be facing down. We're going to actually try and make this work. You know what, I've changed my mind on the length. I am going to go 4.5 and then to the 9. So we have both trays exactly the same size. I don't know if 4.5 is going to work, but if it's too big, it can always be cut down to a decent size. So 4.5, 9. And we'll do that again here. 4.5, 9. Right, I'm going to draw a line across those, perfectly straight. And hope that this works. But now we may still need the rest of this paper, so it's pointless ruining it up or throwing it away. It may still come in handy for something. So I'm going to cut that off there. And cut that in half. Right, using the best scenario for this, I'll get my ruler, I'm going to put it on that line there, the middle line. I'm going to fold it upwards. Once I have it like that, I'll fold it completely. So that will catch whatever's dropping onto it and drop it into the hopper. So to build the conveyor separator to separate the rocks, that's going to be a bit of another story. This just separates the rocks being poured from one to the other. When it comes off the conveyor, I've got to make it so when I drop the ballast is what I'm using at the moment. When I drop it on there, it'll go to the one that I want it to go to, and hopefully I can make it go to both of them at the same time. So I only have to pour my hand in, pour one handful in, and it should put ballast in both the coal trucks at the exact same time. And I will build little levers for this that will actually function which way I want it to spin. So there we have it, our two trays. And this is the reason why we're going to need the other piece, because I'm going to have to make a little pocket where it stops that from looking like it's got a split in it, which is very simple to do as well. I could have actually left that joint together actually, that would have been easier. But you've got to be careful of it ripping. So I am just going to leave it the way that I've got it for now. Right, where's the hoppers? Yeah. Now we are going to do technically the impossible. So when that one's facing down like that, that one's up like that, it'll pour into that one. The opposite way will pour into that one, and then face both down like that. It will separate the rocks into one to the other. To make that function is not going to be easy. We just build them pocket pieces. Not going to need measurements for this. And that should be roughly the right size. Technically I already have the measurements on this. As I said, I can cut to more or less a perfect straight line. So that now will pocket that bit. Should do it on the inside bit. Oh no. It's going to be a little difficult. I'm going to have to add paper to the sides. Well, if that's like that, no, it's not going to work. Like that. This pocket idea is not going to work. How am I going to build? It's going to have to go on the back. So it stays in line and it's straight. Yeah. No, that's not hopefully going to work. Anyway, because they're too weak, I need to put some strength on them. There's a piece of cardboard somewhere that I had. Not that, it's too thick. There was a thin piece of cardboard somewhere. I said that wasn't going to be any good at the moment. I don't know where it's gone. On the floor anywhere. No, but I have an alternative. I found a box of scrap cardboard. Right, too thick. Too shiny. Too thick. Too thick. Too thin. Right, we are stuck. How, but it seems like that I've lost some cardboard. I do have tons of it, but I can't be bothered from downstairs again. There was a piece of cardboard knocking around somewhere. Oh, I might have just found it. Yeah. No, I was using that as a slicing board. So I don't know what to do at this point. Hold on a minute, I've just thought. Right there, I just found a cocktail stick, yeah. Because that's what's going to hinge this, the cocktail stick. So if there's a gap between them. Now, I'm going to have to go with another scenario. Bear with me, people. Right, let's see, I'm not cut it off. I'm going to have to make it so it folds. But no, I can't do that because then it will rip. This has actually become quite difficult. This isn't going to work the way I want it to. Now I'm going to end up with a gap in the middle there. Well, you can see what I was trying to do, but at least that we know that we can pour, that they work to the cold trucks perfectly, and we can actually pour stuff down. Oh no, I've just remembered how I was going to do this. Now, where's that piece of paper? Now, I'm glad I cut that up. That might be too small for this. Now, I'll cut an end off it. Let's cut another piece of this off. I want measurements on this. I want 4 centimeters in complete lines. So obviously I'll put the 4 on that bit on the edge of the paper. I'm going to mark out 4 centimeters with the pencil. I just remembered how I was going to separate the rocks. I'll get the rocks to separate. Because I've actually been thinking about this for quite a while. Now I've come round to doing it. I'm getting all mine shot. Some of this video is probably going to be a bit boring. Yeah, I'm going to join them lines up. And luckily enough we can do this one without it ripping. Because we are actually going to fold this up. Something's not right there. Oh no, it's right. so I couldn't see the other two dots I drew. So I've made that shape for now. This one you are actually going to have to stick down to a solid shape. So what we are going to do is we are going to fold these lines first. Do that on this side because you can actually see the line. So I've just folded that one line. Could do with better lighting in here. Oh no, we should have folded that one the other way. Right there. Let's get the ruler. So we are going to fold this that way, and at first this is going to look a bit of a mess, but when I've neatened it up it won't look so bad. I'm going to do the same on this one. Fold it up this way. This is how it's going to stop it from spilling over the edge as well. And now on the other line I want to fold it the opposite way, so we end up with that shape. And then what we're going to do is up to the line that's to the edge, we are going to slice them down. Very carefully. Matter of fact, before I do that, we're actually going to fold it first, otherwise it's just going to take forever. So I'll fold it up the side now, that way, which will make it easier now to cut along the lines, instead of ending up folding them one by one. Right, so there we have that bit. Don't worry about the gaps on that, because this won't actually move as such. Right there. Yeah, this is the one where we're going to have to put a piece of paper across it. So that's where now this will come involved, and this, just to make it look really, really neat. Let's fold the other side and cut that down, and then we can stick this together. And then I will actually go and get some cardboard to finish the job before we actually put it onto there. Because this will stop the bricks from tipping over the edge. Well, it'll actually be coal, not bricks, but yeah, you know what I mean. Because at the moment we are actually using ballast, which is crushed up bricks. Now just to mention as well that I didn't crush every single one of those bricks that I had out. There is 4 left. Well, from what you've seen, I'd say there's 3 left because I actually found another one that could actually work for ballast. On these, you want to make sure that the lip of the paper is facing downwards, so when the rocks hit it, they don't get caught in it. They'll just slide over it. So that's more or less the shape that we want. And then we'll be able to hinge those to it. What we need now is glue. Spread that around a little. Stick that to there till you match with the shape. Same on the other one. And to the other side. And just let it take shape. Now I've just rethought this. We're actually going to do this completely different because I looked at the shape of this wrong in my mind. We are actually going to make a chute on this. So it lands the blocks onto the centrepiece. To build that chute, we're going to need more paper, which I should be able to do with that. That's not glued on right. That's not slanting down. I need it to slant down. This is actually now being awkward. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Oh, that one stuck the wrong way. Good job that I redone this. Oh no, it's not. No, it wasn't. Stuck the wrong way. Yeah. You don't want bricks catching on that bit. It's probably going to rip the paper. And this one. Not too bad. So that's the sort of shape that we are looking for. I'll have to re-glue this one because it was glued wrong. So that's it. So at least it shoots downwards. And now how to build the actual chute over it. I'm not sure how I'm going to actually do that. We're going to go back to the original scenario of what I was going to do. So I am sort of seeing the pattern. So we are going to glue that onto there so it holds it in place. Now there's still a bit of glue on this, so I'm going to put a blotch of glue there, a blotch of glue there. So that, I'm not sure which end I just glued. That end. Jesus. Don't worry about the pieces, it's all sticking out and all that stuff. Don't worry about that at all. You'll see why when I glue the other side. We are going to put this to one side in a minute and let it dry. Just get the other piece of paper. Just being awkward. Because I'm going to make this sort of the end of the video. Continue with it tomorrow because I would need to put some food in my stomach as I didn't eat last night. It wasn't any particular reason, I just couldn't be asked to cook. So yeah, that will now sit on the middle of that. stopping that from doing anything. And obviously, because that's a catcher now, that will actually hold on to the siding. We will make a hinge for that. Very simple to do. But we need some cardboard. So I'm going to go and get that. So give me a minute. We'll pause the video. Right, I've actually found the perfect piece of cardboard. It was actually along with all my other cardboard. This is perfectly ideal. It's only a single layer. It is a bit messed up in places, but we're going to get rid of the mess on this. So by getting a pair of scissors and cutting it off. Now that is solid. You can see it's weak in some places. But it'll work for what we want it for. So I'll try and bring this table a bit back here. Also, I've done myself a drink. I'm going to have a sip of that now. What we're going to do is we are going to take that off there, put those up on there, and move that to one side a minute while we give this some strength. Because if you don't give it no strength, it's just going to collapse. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a ruler. However, it's got right in front of me. We're going to see roughly how wide that is. I'm going to do 3.5 centimeters on this, so it's bigger than what that is. I'm going to use this side, it's more clearer. So 3.5. I think, was it 3.5? Yeah, I'm going to go 3.5 centimeters. That's not the actual measurement, though you'll see why I've done it to an incorrect measurement in a minute. And I'm going to make a rough guess at the top here of the measurement. Now, because I can't be bothered spending ages trying to cut this out with a pair of, with a standing blade, I'm going to use a pair of scissors. And I was just thinking then, how I got this to the wrong measurement. I can't get this measurement wrong. So that we have that bit there. That's going to give this its strength. Yeah, we are going to glue that onto that. This is what we're going to use to make the hinges, as well as. So there is a lot of purpose for this bit of cardboard. Yep. We want that to be about that height above, what's it called? That doesn't go on straight. You've got to make sure you get this straight. If it doesn't go on straight, you'll end up with it not functioning. So I'm going to use an idea to make the hinge that I tried to use earlier. That was sort of failing. When I was doing the cogs. So anyway, we have that. I'm going to go straight from that same measurement, what I started out with. cut up and cut the long ways again. That's kind of slightly crooked. Will it still work? Yes. Right, leave that one on stay. You don't have to follow these steps exactly for this part. You don't have to start with what I've started with here. All this is built in parts at the moment before we actually get it to work together. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Wait for that to dry and then we'll cut that down to size. A nice and decent size. Right, now what we want is these. Now I believe that that was a centimetre. Yes. So I'm going to draw a centimetre line along here. Hopefully this will do more or what I want them to do. So I'll actually work on the other part. I thought that I wasn't recording. I was going to say, don't tell me I've just done all that and I'm not recording. Right, using the long ruler. I'm going to join that up. You'll see how easy it is to actually make the hinges on this. My idea is actually going to work what I wanted it to do. Right, so now what we need to do is find out what the length is on this. I believe it's 4.5. Yes, 4.5. So along this line, using the big ruler, obviously I'm trying to do more than one all at the same time instead of doing one at a time and making things long. Christ's sake, this has been awkward. Like that. But I ain't really got that much light to work with. It's a little hard to see. Yeah, I'm happy with that is. So 4, 9. So from 9, 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Not gone exactly how I wanted it to. I managed to do 3 of them. I have to do the other one separately. But those lines that I've just drawn, I'm just going to put that across there. Make sure that they're straight. Same again. And same again. I'm using the same scenario using the scissors. Can't see. There we go. I can see it now. Probably would have been better to done that with the standard base. Yeah, it would have been a lot better. So I've just found out that line there where it didn't cut is not straight. So what we are going to do is we are going to do this 10 times quicker. So ignore that piece. We're going to get the ruler and we are going to draw a perfect straight line. No measurements, just a perfect straight line. Using the scissors again, we're going to cut that perfect straight line. Once I've attached this bit, that's where I'm going to be ending the video. So as it says, I'm going to be getting something to it. Right, so using a small ruler, same again, draw them lines. A centimetre to remember correctly. And again, centimetre there. Draw that line. This time it's got to be straight, because that cannot mess up. Right, let's get the measurements back in. So it's 4.5. And there we go, right, 4.5. 9. That'd be 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 13.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 17. Just draw those straight lines up. That there. This time it has actually done all 4 of them. There we go. All we have to do is cut that out. That's why I like working with cardboard and paper, because you can make whatever shape you want if you know how to. And you can make it movable and all sorts. You just saw with the cogs that I made. Unfortunately, the motor spins too fast for my liking. So I'm hoping to get a bigger motor that can't withstand that much electricity, so it ends up spinning really slow when I plug it into a USB. Yes, that's much better. That actually looks straight. Right, so these are the pieces that I'm using. So where I've drawn them lines, I'm just going to cut that off there. What do you want?
Go ahead, bed.
Oh no. Instead of putting glue straight on the paper, I just put straight onto the.
Yo, should I just leave like this?
I'm doing a video.
People might give it through and they get
So I'm packing up in a minute. I'm going to try and put these videos as well in configuration. As you can see, that there's a part 1 and part 2 of part 6, I believe it is.
I'm using my matches. I have I'm using my white blanket. Oh, do you know this?
I'm using the horrible side of the cardboard
Let me just show you.
to glue to the paper so you can't see it. You won't see these parts anyway. But I just like things to look nice.
This is a bit too big. Where the fuck is the corner? Wait.
Let's just have a look at this. That's dried now. Yes. My plan's not overly going to work the way I hoped. So it doesn't matter about them sides at all. I'm gonna have to cut them down just to make a little extra gap,
Got that corner, got this corner.
which I can do now, to be honest.
Wait, hold on.
None of this has to be perfect.
Oh,
You don't see this part. Yeah, now I've done that. Oh, that will sit underneath there, pivoting on a hinge.
there you go.
And I put another piece of cardboard
7,
on it.
7. There you go.
It will work. We'll see. What we're going to do now is just finish up putting these sides on this. And you'll see how to work the hinges on very simply.
That cover.
What we're going to do is use cocktail sticks straightforward. Phil, stop, you're covering up the light.
My bad. Not my problem, got a side blanket on this bed.
Yeah, you probably just haven't got it facing the right way.
No, it's Mum's. It's Mum's duvet. Twice
Why have you got Mum's duvet?
Look, why not? Perfect.
Yeah, and what's Mum supposed to use?
Donald. Blanket, a big one. I'll see my big one.
We've got a measurement wrong somewhere. That wasn't the right measurement on that one. But that doesn't matter. We just get this. And draw the 4.5. Now, after I've done this, I just want to check something to find out how I got that measurement incorrect. Right, so it was from the 9 that I went from.
Okay, but 1 to 6, 1 to 3.
I've got it the wrong way around. That's why that didn't look right. Yeah. So from the 9, 4.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.5. Oh, which should have been 14.5. Where's it gone? 14.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. It would have been 19. I think I went to 70. That's why I got an incorrect measurement.
Yeah,
Anyhow.
Last one.
Let's get this glued onto here. Just slightly too big. Don't know how that's happened.
a big bright light.
Unless I've used the wrong end of this, but it doesn't matter. I'll just cut it down to size like that. It's another way of cutting things down to size.
Oh. I remember people telling me run away from the light, never run towards the light. Now I was curious of where does the light lead to?
So now we have that.
I'm walking towards him, so I
And that bit.
run away from the light.
Anyway.
So I can quickly go around and do that.
We are now going to make this a bit more stronger than what it is. And a bit more sturdy so it actually fits into the correct place. Now I believe that these are 3 centimetres in width. Yes, they are. So I'm going to cut 3 centimetres off this. And there's the 3 centimetres. Now I'm measuring this to this. Saying 3.5.
Oh, thank you. Bend it back to normal.
Oh, 3.5 needs to be that way around. I'm going to put the 3.5 onto that one there. And hopefully this will cut out in the right shape that I want it. So this doesn't end up falling apart all over the place.
Go wash your hand.
There we go.
Bad,
Right, so now we are going to cut this out.
Can you go put your hand? Can you show me? Can you show me?
And we're going to see how well that fits to there. Not hopefully good enough because of that bit not put down properly. I'm happy with that. Don't want a lot of glue on this. More or less edging glue. Should be enough. Just spread that around the edge. Yeah, more to the edge than anything. I should be able to glue that onto there.
Don't pass it down. Don't have to go to the hospital.
No, that's not going right. Something's not right there. That's not slanted enough.
I'm gonna actually go down like this. So don't press it down.
I've got that too big, that's why. So we're just going to cut that down a bit more. Just so it'll hold this in a rough straight line. And let that slope down. That's much better. So we still have the slope. We're just going to let that stick to that. That just fell off. Add a bit more glue to it.
You can find it. No.
Yes, okay, but I'm happy with that. I'm happy to let that dry. Right, the next thing is now is doing the buttons of these. Now we want a certain measurement on this one this time. Yeah, because if that's underneath, that yeah, that'll work. It should do anyway, but I need to make sure that I get this in proper. The reason why we have that underneath there as well is because it's going to attach to that top bit, so it separates the two. And these obviously will work moving like that. I'm going to have to build like a little chain thing so you can pull it up and down. But I'm going to have to pause because my popper's gone right the way through me. I need to edit again. Right, I'm back. So, where's the cardboard there? So all this stuff, I'm back to yeah. Whatever. Right, so what we're going to do is, we are going to make this bit now. The base of this. Now this is very important to get this accurate. Because without this, you ain't getting a hinge. What am I looking for? Ruler. You can see how accurate that this will really need to be. So that has now gone 3.5 centimeters in width. So that means that these are 2.5 millimeter. So yeah, 3.5. Now you need to make sure that you get the cardboard the right way round as well. You want this edge facing to the sides. And this edge facing right. So where the holes are on the cardboard need to be on the sides here. Where it's closed off needs to go on them sides. But I think I chose the wrong wording for that. But anyway, so the way that we need this to be is facing that way on the cardboard. So it's important that we get this accurate. Now what was the length on this? It would help if I got my ruler the right way around. 4.5, so 4.5 that way. And we need, so that's, yeah, that's that way. So we need that now. 3.5 this way. Now obviously you just draw them lines. I don't know why I didn't just draw the lines straight away. There we go, that should be the one base.
I probably don't do it if you've done it.
I probably should draw the two of them at the same time. It doesn't matter because I just want to show this off. So, obviously, that sits on there like that. And inside there you can actually just thread that. It's an edge hinge. So what we're going to do is glue this to that. Once I show you how the hinge is going to work and that bit joined on, that'll be the end of part 6, I think. Well, part 2 of part 6. There we go. So that is actually now nice and solid. And I've managed to get a luggage head end of the cardboard on the outside. Doesn't matter because you won't see this anyway. And so here's the other one. It'll be the same one. Centimetres. I'm just going to follow this one from here to here, just to get it quickly done out of the way. So it'll be 3.5 centimetres that way.
Because you keep falling your bag. Because you keep falling your bag.
Sure that went a bit too far with that.
I'll break you in the middle. I'll break you in the middle.
There we go.
I'll break you in the middle.
And that's it. That's the other one done. Just cut that out.
I'm gonna buy you one that's better. I'm gonna buy you one that's better. I'm gonna buy you a wing. I'm gonna buy you a wing.
Where's my drink gone? Again.
So I'm buying you a wing.
What the hell? Sure there's a ghost in here because I've lost my drink. Oh no, there it is. So this is the one that's not got anything on it. Simple to do. Do that. Spread the glue around. Join it up. And there we go. And now we need to build the sidings on this, which we are actually going to use measurements. I don't want it too big. I'm going to use that exact measurement. I think now. We're going to use that measurement, but we're going to need it longer and we're going to chop it straight in half. So from there, we are going to go, I'd say 5 centimetres should do it. No, too small. Let's try 8 centimetre. Yeah, that should do it. I think 8 centimetres is going to be a bit too small. No, it's not. No, 8 centimetres, perfect. We're going to use 8 centimetre.
a kind of blender.
Chop it down in the middle on 4.
I put a kind of blender.
Draw the lines in.
Sharon, are you meant to do the pose after you got your hand on your hip? I can't possibly you.
We're going to cut that out.
That was amazing. I think I'm better at doing that.
You'll see how easy it is to put hinges on.
Yeah, no shit. You put your hand on it. I thought your hand was meant to go like this on your head.
There we go. Obviously, because I'm
It's
put
meant to go like
a middle
that.
line, I'm going to cut that in half.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Not like that.
It's that way around.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I think that's
Maybe
kind of right. Measurements.
Okay. Then we got the gate.
I'll glue one this side.
Oh no. I'm gonna try.
We'll do the other one this side.
I'm gonna try.
I think I used a bit too much glue that time. There we go. Glue just that bit. There we go. Put that way around. Now, if I'm correct, I'll put that properly. Yeah, that should. Yep, fit there. Well done.
Sorry.
I don't know why you can't use the ladder. At least then you can see where you get it. It's nearly just broke my core hoppers. Right, so the cut now. That's going to seem strange. Cut that at an angle there. May have just cut that a bit too far. Cut that at an angle. Might have done it right. Let's hope so. Yeah, I'd say that was right. No, it's not. Oh, yeah, no, it's because it's got to go downwards. That's it, that's where we need it. And it might seem like this ain't going to work at the moment. I'll guarantee you it does. You're going to think, oh, when it's up like that, all the bricks are going to fall into the middle. Now we are actually going to make another little chute where it drops in. Oh no, because that doesn't separate it. Oh, this isn't going to work. Just put a pin in that for a minute. We have a huge problem. I didn't think this through at all. I think this side will work. We're going to have to actually extend that. outwards. So we need to take these off if we can. And we're going to have to make these wider. So I'm going to recommend, whenever you watch one of my videos, don't start building until you've watched it thoroughly, in case there's any mistakes like this. What we're going to do is, I'm going to take that bit there at random measurements. But I'm going to need to redo one of those. So, sorry folks, but you're only going to see one of these done. It's because I'm rushing this is. Right, I'm going to guess half of this. Yeah, that seems fine. And it's a hell of a lot bigger, so there's more room. Would that still be wise to have that like that? Yes, it would. Oh, I'm going to need to cut this down on the edge here, just so that it can swing about. And no, I don't need to make another one of them. Yeah, so that's it. That'll hold like that while it's up. We're going to make a lock shot there, so when it's up like that, it locks over. And it won't, if anything spills over, all it'll do is drop down the other chute. So this will now work. I knew I'd end up figuring something out about it eventually. So we're going to glue this to this one so we can actually see where to put the hinges. At the other side. When I say so. I should have done relay. I want to remove that. I'm going to check the measurement on that. That's perfect size. I'm going to hold these two together like that. I'm going to take that off there so it's the exact same size. Oh, where's that? I just glued. There's that one to that one. So what's good about PVA glue, you can actually not have to use any more to reset it. When you've took it off for a shorter period of time, you can actually just let it glue back on. Now we'll glue this side onto here, like so. Now I know there's still a little bit of a gap, but I've already thought of a way to stop that gap from being like that. So this will work. Well, I've just come across another problem. I should have cut the other side of this off. So I'm going to carefully, very carefully try and remove this from off here if I can, without ruining it. That glue hasn't quite dried properly yet. I don't want to just peel it in case it ruins completely. See, that bit just started to mess up. Too late, I've gone through it. Need to make that again. Luckily enough, we still have this one. Right, this time, wherever the cocktail stick's gone. Sorry people, but I'm starting to get really peed off here because I hate it when something goes wrong. Fuck's sake, where the fucking cocktail stick? There. Right. See, had I used one of these on the other one, it would have just slid off and completely ruined the whole project. So I'm going to say roughly about there to cut that one off. Roughly about there to cut that one off. Now we want that roughly about there, so I'm not sure how to get the measurements on this as such. This is not going to be easy. I'll have to just make a guess. I want to say roughly there. It doesn't matter, actually, it doesn't matter if it's a little bit over because we're going to actually stop that from messing up. Oh, that piece of cardboard just come apart. That's supposed to be holding it together. I would have thought it would have been wise to put the holes first, but no. Try and put holes first, you wouldn't know exactly where you're putting the measurements. But yes, we have it. Unfortunately, because I've got to make the other one of those now, leaving this bit of the project till tomorrow. I'll probably build it at the same time as building my train station. I'll build it within the video. No, that would be a stupid idea. No, I'll do this and then I'll move on to building the train station. But you're going to just about see how this is roughly going to work. It's not letting me. No, it's not going to let me. This was a whole complete disaster and a failure at the moment. Oh, I've got that in. It's not letting me push all the way through with this. Yes, it is. I believe that that is in. I can actually just hold that together now and just push through. Yep, it's in. And it's all the way through. And now we have a problem. It's gone on wrong. No, it's a complete wrong measurement. That's not working. All I'm doing is messing this up. It's a complete failure. Sorry folks for wasting time. Happy constructing.